start with Coach Favors to open with a comment, and then we'll take questions from our group. So as soon as we have everyone kind of taking a spot aside, we can start with, go ahead, please let Coach Favors open with a comment, and we'll take questions.
Just so excited for our senior class. They have an opportunity, if we win the bowl game, to be the winningest senior class in the history of BGSU. The leadership that these young men displayed the entire year, from the 52-17 loss last year to where we're sitting here now as MAC champions, and understanding that everything that we had to overcome, all the media voting against us, saying there was no way a team from the East could even possibly find a way to win the MAC championship. And with all their leadership and knowledge, us finding a way to slip in the back door was extremely exciting for us. Statement over.
Matt, you have one of the biggest drills I've seen in a long time. It seemed like from the middle of the first quarter on, this had brown and orange all over it. Talk about how the offense worked tonight.
Well, I think a huge credit goes to the offensive line. You know, they were opposing their will, you know, all night, and we were getting a lot of light boxes, allowing Travis and Box to get loose, and you know, we were running the ball well enough that we were able to take some shots down the field, and we were able to capitalize on them.
Travis, talk about the evening. There were some nice holes, and you twisted and turned for a few yards. Talk about your evening, please.
It was big. Actually, it all started with Box. He got out there, and he went down to score, and I'm like, man, I gotta go score when next time I'm out. So, big ups to him, man. It was a great effort on his part in the O-line.
Mac, one final from me. Can you talk about the touchdown to Lee? It seemed like it was like a roll option. Can you talk about that play for the touchdown?
Yeah, it was something that we had seen on film. You know, we felt confident about it down on the goal line, and Derek did a great job of just, you know, finding the window to get open, and you know, I was able to avoid the defensive end enough, put it over top of him, and it was a walk-in.
Man, will you talk about the drive after the pick six, the emotion after the pick six, and then the drive that followed it?
Oh, the pick six was a great play by him. You know, he's 19 is a very good corner, and he baited me into it, and you know, he jumped it and took it to the house. But like you said, you know, there wasn't any time to put my head down and sulk. You know, my teammates did a great job picking me up, and you know, we were able to go back down the field, and I think that was huge, a huge confidence builder for us. Because they were starting to get a little bit of momentum, and the fact that we were able to, you know, go back down and, you know, really clamp the game, it was huge.
Matt, can you talk about the record a little bit? Back record for touchdown passes and yards? What does that mean?
I mean, it's not. It means more because of the guys on the team. It's not just me. You know, even though you know, my name's going to be on it, you know, there's a lot of guys that blocked for me this year. There's a lot of guys that caught passes for me this year, and you know, it means a lot, but, you know, I think it's a total team thing.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about the running game, too, and how you guys, I think it was on your third possession, just started hitting those holes? And
We always try to run the football. We always try to stop the run on defense. The one thing that, and I've always spoken to the players about, is that we're going to do a lot of fun things. We'll do a lot of things that are exciting to the fans, but the bottom line is running the football is tough. Running the football is physical. And running the football is hard. But if you're really a football player, you wouldn't have it any other way. That's what makes the game different than basketball and soccer and everything else. And to be able to run the football when people are trying to stop you, it's one of the greatest joys you can have on a football field. And I think even for quarterbacks and wide receivers, because that's when the game's really fun, is when you're doing something that somebody's trying really hard not to let you do.
Travis, when you hear that, what's your reaction to hearing this devotion to the run?
It's big, man. I just go out and give the best effort I can, man, for real. The O-line, they do a great job of blocking, and that was year in and year out with me. And every night we get out there and we just play the best our ability.
Austin, talk about how you were able to keep NIU's offense back during predominantly most of the game, keep them only to 14 points.
Going into the game, we knew we had to stop the run, and I felt like we did that early, and that definitely helped us. So, through the whole game, I felt like we controlled the tempo. We had a few slip-ups, but I felt like we controlled it pretty well.
Matt, what does this mean to you with this having nothing over the playoffs?
It's huge. Battled through a lot of adversity. There was good days, there was bad days, but ultimately the goal was to get back out on the field and just play with my brothers again. And once I was able to pass all those tests and get back on the field, and I was able to focus all my goals towards reaching this moment. And once we got here, we weren't going to let it slip away.
Dino, can you talk about your emotions 1 year ago and now today? Can you just
Well, 1 year ago, we came in here and we met a good team and we tried to do some things. We're trying to find a way to balance the scales a little bit, and they got us. But that was motivation. I mean, that was motivation the entire year. And the thing that I'm proud about is the way that the football team with the seniors, Valdez, the way people went about their work. And the team is a loving team. They're so unselfish. I mean, Valdez was a quarterback, and now he's a all-MAC linebacker. And guys were moving positions and filling holes, and guys were getting injured. The next guy was stepping up. And it's not a sprint; it's a marathon. It's a long, long season. I mean, we're 13 games in with another game to play, which is a blessing. And just to see the way they go about their work is really, really unbelievable. But go ahead.
I was just going to ask, it seems like the offense and the defense are back on track after the loss to Toledo. You played almost your best game, in my opinion, the Ball State game, and then tonight. But also, was there much change when they put Fiedler at quarterback, or did they try and run some of the stuff that they would run for Graham or for Hare?
Every quarterback's different. If you really watch quarterbacks, coordinators and play callers will change for certain quarterbacks like certain plays, and if you want them to play good, you better do some of the stuff they like. So I'm sure there was some changes, but the main thing is that your team is based off of some kind of concept, and if you want the other 10 people to be able to function at a high level, you have to stay true to the concept or the process, as some people say.
Travis, 3 years ago, you went to camp as a wide receiver. Dave Clawson saw something in you, made you the starting running back. 3 years later, you're VG's all-time leading rusher, 2-time MAC champ. You ever think back about that 3 years ago, where you were as a freshman?
4 years ago, well, 5 years ago now. I mean, every now and then I think about it, but I mean, God has blessed me throughout my whole career, so that's my biggest thing. I've just been blessed. Every time I step on the field, God light shine through me, so that's my biggest thing.
Austin, the defense, you got so many questions from day one. They're going to be the offense and score, but are you guys going to be the hindrance for this team? Now you guys won once you play out there and you really run the defense.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the question.
Yeah. You got a lot of questions from a lot of us local guys about the defense, and you guys might be the weak point of this team.
Yeah.
And you always had to feel it from the first few weeks. Now you guys are MAC champs. Your defense played well. You're leading on the defense. I mean, how's it feel that you got a really big part tonight?
It feels fantastic. It's the greatest feeling in the world right now. Coming from, we have a new defensive coordinator, Coach Ward, implementing this new defense. It was tough at first. But season went on, we picked it up. I felt like we ran with it, so it was good.
Austin, you said in this game the goal was to stop the run. What kinds of things did you guys do to stop the run?
We just, focused on, certain backs in the backfield and certain sets. So it's just, we keyed a lot of things, just different players.
Will you talk a little bit about, from there you stopped the run, and then, but you did more than just stop the run as a defense. You guys started creating turnovers as well.
Yeah, that was a big emphasis in the game. Actually, Coach Ward made a deal with us that if someone forces 2 fumbles, he's going to buy us this nice Nike book bag. But, I don't know.
That's illegal.
But it was going to give us his, okay? But
Think
Yeah.
that's illegal too?
Don't tell nobody.
Stop.
Let's talk more about the foot things. We just talked a little bit about the way you were able to we talked about it all year, the bend but don't break. You know, they've covered a lot of the field, but you found a way to make turnovers as a defense.
Yeah, you know, turnovers are the biggest part of the game. We had, I don't even know how many we had, but you know, we caused them, and that helped us, you know, come out with a championship.
Did you guys game plan any differently, knowing that Keaton was gonna be the quarterback?
From an offense or a defensive standpoint? I think it was harder to game plan for him because you didn't have enough tape on him to know what he was. It's easier if you've seen a quarterback 4 or 5, 6 games out. You'll know what he does well. You know what he doesn't do well. Now you can make a solid game plan. We really had to come out and see what he could do before we could adjust to him. So to me, it's more difficult.
You see this all the time, like the drive after the interception. When the game, still a little bit iffy. Pass from Matt to Moore. It's hard to throw as anybody in college football can make. And then the spin, all the, just how big was that one play? And was it sort of the thing about him that a lot of people may not know?
And when you mean Matt, or do you mean Ronnie? First of all, I think it's a game is a set of many plays, and I think good players make plays, and I don't think that one play causes a team to win or lose. That the interception is not going to cause us to win or lose. It's a series of plays, and that makes up a game. You know, Ronnie Moore it was a fantastic play by him, and he's made a bunch of plays, and we expect that out of him. I mean, he's a playmaker, and we expect him to make plays. Just like Matt. Matt can make plays with his arms. He can make plays with his legs. I mean, he is a very, very exceptional quarterback. I don't think sometimes people appreciate how far he had to come. I mean, he had to learn how to walk again. And for him to be able to go out there and do the things that he's doing on the football field, not only from a physical standpoint, but from a mental standpoint, to be in the second year of an offense that he's only been in for 1 year, and the amount of time that he put in and still stay eligible with those fantastic grades of his, I mean, it's really been a major accomplishment. But that's like him. He's a great leader. He's a gym rat. And, I mean, he loves the game. He's everything that makes football what it is.
Coach, can you comment on your future?
I can comment on my future. My bottom right-hand drawer in my desk, okay, for the entire year there was a piece of paper about an article where a reporter talked about to the Indianapolis Star that Bowling Green State University would not win the MAC championship. John Wagner. And it sat at my desk since media day in the bottom right. And I pulled it out and I looked at it and put it back. And this week, we sent that entire paragraph to the entire football team with a picture of you in a speech. No, just kidding. But the motivation that you gave us, because people want to be respected. People want to be, you know, it's so hard to play this game, and if people don't respect you, it's difficult. But I'm excited that you gave us that opportunity to give us some bulletin board material that could really motivate our football team. I thank you for that. Thank you, John.
On the other hand, this question was,
What was the question?
do you have any comment about your future starting tomorrow morning?
My future right now is with these guys, and we're going to celebrate this win, and it's going to be special, and I'm not going to let anyone take that away from us. And we'll go to sleep, and we'll get together over the weekend, and then we'll start, and we'll talk about other things. But right now, it's about the MAC championship. It's about the Ziggy Warriors. It's about a quarterback that couldn't walk, a running back with a cool grill. Is that what you call it?
Nah.
What do you call it?
It's just gold.
Just gold.
Oh, okay, a cool gold, and a quarterback that played quarterback, threw a slant into the ground, and I said, you know what? I got to move this guy because this guy looks like he can play, but that pass was really bad. That ended up being all MAC. I mean, I love these guys up here. I love you guys, man.
Love you too, Coach.
Thank you too, Coach.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.